All right. Welcome to DMac SMaK for Monday, August 25th, 2025. Did Shadur Sanders get a raw deal? Shilo, Tommy Fleetwood, pretty good. Avs alumni game against DU gets sizzling, and the Rockies suck again. But first, we start with our great friends at the Denver Broncos, who really could not have had a better preseason after beating the Saints 28-19, and it could have been worse if they weren't going for two and doing some other things, and if they didn't really kind of stink on the first drive with the first team, it probably could have and should have been better. But I'm not sure you can ask for a better preseason. We'll give you the details in a second. Journey Spice is our sponsor. We love Journey Spice. Flavor in, plastic out. Non-GMO, no salt, no sugar. They are the absolute best. And when you want to use Journey Spice, it's so easy to just get down with the QR code right there. And no matter what foods you're putting it on, Journey Spice goes great with absolutely everything, whether it's fish or steak or breakfast. Whatever the delicious meal is, it goes better with our great friends from Journey Spice. Go to Amazon.com, save yourself 10% by using the code 10Nuggets. We love you, Journey Spice. We'll get to more of Journey Spice in just a little bit. But first, let's start with your old Broncos, which finished the preseason 3-0. They go number 1 in offense, number 2 in pass offense, number 3 in run offense. Defense, overall, number 1. Pass defense, number 2. Run defense, number 2. Listen, it's only preseason, but you want to perform well. You'd rather win than lose. And overall, as a team, the Broncos couldn't have got much better. And yeah, the first drive sucked, and even the second drive wasn't that great. And it looks like they have some punters issues, I guess. But everybody freaking out should really calm down. This team doesn't have to win a game in the first or second drive. You have to win the games as a game in total. The defense is good. It's going to wear down teams. It's going to force teams to make mistakes. And Bo Nix proved on his final drive that, he's still got it. He's fine. And, even Sean was taking some criticism because he said, listen, he got himself in his own sticky wicket. Why come out and say the starters are only going to play 8 to 10 plays? Just say, they'll start. We'll see how it goes. And then you're kind of off the hook. Everybody and their brother was asking for the Broncos offense to come out after their second drive. And starting with a 3-and-out obviously sucks. So Sean played him another drive, even though it went into the second quarter, but who cares? I think they needed a little confidence boost. And you certainly got that with Cortland Sutton playing with the ones where he doesn't need to, but you put him out there, 4 catches, 83 yards, a long of 43, including a touchdown. That's all you needed, and there you go, Sean.
Yeah, and then I said 8 to 10, and it's not etched in concrete, right? You forgot that last part of it, so it wasn't etched in concrete. Yeah, you want to score, get out there, but I thought we did some good things.
Yeah, Sean gets sensitive with stuff like that, but it's all good, man. It was a great preseason. Here's Bo. Now, this is Bo in cliche mode. Bo on the preseason, let's see. Well, at least in this game, he was 10 of 14 for 110 yards, 118.2 passer rating. I mean, not incredible, but solid, fine. And the last drive, yeah, I think it was cool that they got that under their belts.
Series, how big was it to get in the end zone and show everybody what you guys can do a little bit, get that confidence going to end out your day here?
Well, we're going to be able to do, obviously be able to show a lot more than just what one drive can offer, but it's good to find the end zone and, good to wrap up the preseason with a win.
I saw you and Cortland talking on the sideline, after that second series. Seems like you guys had maybe had a miscommunication. How great is it to be able to go back at one another and then go out and make an adjustment like that results in points?
Yeah, it was great. He's a really great veteran on a team like this to have. And, you know, just to see him go out there and play that hard for a preseason 3 games, just really unique. Happy for him. Know he's going to have a really strong start to the year, and you know, along with a lot of other guys. But it's good to have that back and forth, just kind of see the field in his eyes, and then you know, make some adjustments.
Now we get to look forward to games that count. What's your confidence level like with the guys in this locker room as you approach the regular season?
Well, they all count. If you're going to strap it up, they all count. You want to win them all. But we're excited to start the season, get to week 1, and then see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be fine. You're playing the pathetic Titans with a rookie quarterback. Then you go into Indy. They don't have a quarterback. They're all over the place. I'm not going to say every game is going to start out gangbusters, but the Broncos will get them. And even Cortland Sutton, again, the only reason Cortland Sutton was out there was because Bo Nix was out there. He didn't need the work, but okay, he got it done too. And after the game, he was happy with the effort.
Drive, shake off the rust, score a touchdown with the guys.
Yeah, man, it was great. You know, we've been able to put together some really good games. It's fun. It's been fun watching all the you know, different groups go out there and perform. I think our backups have had a really good preseason. You know, it was really good just to see everybody connected, and you know, for Bo and I to finally get those, put a couple plays together, and you know, knock a little of that rust off and going into the, you know, regular season.
What's your
Yeah, it's all good, man. It's good. We're rocking and ready to roll. And Sean just can't help being Sean, which is fine, man. Like, Sean is a really, really good coach. But, you know, he's got some personality quirks that are just that. It's fine. Just got to know what you're dealing with. And the bar has been raised significantly. And isn't that what you want? So whether or not he's rude to some of the local muggles or not is kind of irrelevant. Doesn't bother me at all. And his degree of focus on what matters, I actually like this a lot. It does bug me in preseason games to see guys goofing around and doing stupid stuff, and he doesn't allow that. He does not allow it. It's not his thing.
I saw a broadcast the other day, had 3 of them from the same team. Each player was asked 6 or more questions. 19 questions while the game was going on. And I just think that it's important that the team is focused on what's going on the field. They're learning. And I'm sure there'll be a day it's mandated. But until that comes, I liked our focus when Cortland was playing and when he wasn't playing. Yeah, I think you can't tiptoe in this thing. You have to get up in the morning, a little bit earlier time slot for us, right? You know, 11 o'clock start time, our time, and drink your Celsius, whatever it is that gets you going, and get ready to go. And I thought we did that.
Yeah, they did do that. They did it. They had a great preseason. And yeah, Dre Greenlaw was all dressed up, ready to go, but he didn't play. Nick Benito didn't play. That's okay. Sertan played. I mean, I guess you ran the risk of that injury. And Frank Gargiulo went out for the year with an ACL, which sucks for Frank. Sorry about that. But if you were to tell me you were going to have like one catastrophic injury in preseason is Frank Gargiulo, and that's going to be it, fine. Meanwhile, the numbers for Jarrett Stidham, who didn't even play, were so spectacular. He didn't even need to play. He comes away as he had the best quarterback numbers in the NFL in the preseason. Again, I know it's just preseason. I know it. But if you're going to go out there and you're going to participate in preseason, you might as well do it well. Sam Ehlinger had a pretty decent day in an interesting preseason. And you see Aiden O'Connell go out for the Raiders, and you wonder, are they just going to sit still, or are they going to do something to back up Geno Smith? Sam Ehlinger, 22 of 31 for 198, touchdown and a pick. Kind of a bad pick, but sacked 3 times. I mean, not incredible, but, you know, got it done well enough. And now the decision is, do you keep 3 quarterbacks again? Sam Ehlinger with Scotty.
Sure. Would you be thrilled to stay here, or are you looking to try to be a 2 somewhere else?
That's a tough question. Unfortunately, that's out of my hands. And all I can control is my performance and how I am on a daily basis. And so however it works out, it works out. I love being here. I love the quarterback room. I love this team. I'm really excited for the direction that I think this organization is headed.
All right. Well, he's done great. And if they want to keep 3, I got no problems with it. You're going to keep 5 receivers. We know who they are. Well, you're certainly going to keep Tyler Bidet. And Jaleel McLaughlin missed the game. We thought he had already had the kid. Apparently not. Sean revealed that the child was coming down the pipe during the game, so he was left at home for that reason. I think he makes the team too. I think you keep 4. I think you're sort of waiting for Atkins and for Burton to get healthy, but you'll keep Adam Prentice as a fullback, at least for the time being. 5 wide receivers, 3 quarterbacks. We'll see. But the running back they certainly aren't going to keep on the active roster is Audric Estime after the game.
Make this team. How do you feel about it and what you've shown throughout this offseason and the preseason and scoring a touchdown today?
To make the team is not up to me. It's up to the coaching staff, and it's honestly up to God. And I feel like I did what I needed to do to put myself in position to be on it. But at the end of the day, it's Sean knows what's best for this team, and I'm just putting my trust in God, and I feel like I did what I needed to do.
You feel proud of that opportunity?
What'd you say?
You feel proud of what you've done this offseason and getting in the end zone and all that?
Yes, I'm proud of my progression. I definitely got better from last year to this year and from the beginning camp towards the end. I definitely progressed a lot, and that's all you could do is progress in this league.
Yeah, here's the tricky part. You cut out Estime, he may get signed to a 53. That might happen. And boy, you don't want to live with those regrets. So, but you're not keeping 5 running backs. And if that does happen, okay. But we'll see. They may wait till the last minute. They may wait to get some trade value like they did with Vele. Damari Mathis could be in that same exact boat. Wazirike might be in trouble. I don't think there's going to be value for him in terms of a trade. And some of the cuts have already started to happen. They have let go of Andrew Farmer, going through the list here. Joaquin Davis, who was a pretty talented wide receiver, he was let go. I'm sure they'll sign him back to practice squad if they can. Cornerback Micah Abram, he's gone. Josh Pickett, he had an injury settlement, so it wasn't great for him. And they let go of Clay Webb, who got one of the highest guaranteed deals amongst the undrafted rookies. But that's just the way it goes. The depth for this team is kind of ridiculous, that you're letting go of guys that are really, really good, or you invested some money in. And life in the fast lane with a really good, really deep team that wraps up the preseason in a terrific way. And the hype on the Broncos is going to be real. It's must-win games. I've gone through the difference between elimination games and must-win games, games you should win. And the first 2 games of the year are certainly like that. They fit that bill. The Broncos won every game they should have won last year, and then they struggled with the ones that they shouldn't have. This year is going to be different. They're going to be favored in a lot of games. How this team doesn't go 11-6 will shock me. I'm excited for it. I'm pumped for it. We have 2 weeks of purgatory. Thank God we've got some college football in the mix there. And the Buffs taking on Georgia Tech. And we'll get into that more and more as the week goes on. We have the Labor Day mandatory time off. And then finally we have football in 2 weeks. So the drama with the Broncos over the next couple of days is who they're going to cut and when they're going to do it. But is there really drama? I mean, is there anybody you think will be a surprise cut for the Broncos? Estime is probably the highest profile guy. And they'll certainly try to trade him before they cut him. And that's that. It was an awesome preseason. It was a terrific training camp overall for the Denver Broncos. And you're right to feel optimistic. I hope you do. Let me look at some of your comments here real quick before I move on. DMac, are you concerned about Ben Powers and Luke Wattenberg on the offensive line? They're going to be fine. I'm not worried about them whatsoever. Good morning to you, Wes. Great to see you, my friend Steve. Thank you. Appreciate it. We had the number 1 ranked offensive and defensive all preseason. We did. We were number 1. Everyone assuming Titans will be garbage and we will win by 20 plus. But what happens if it's super close or God forbid we lose? In one hand, it's just one game, but also, it's Paul. It would be terrible. It would be horrible if they lost that game. Terrible. Not the end of the year, but bad, really bad. And I don't think they are going to win. I don't know if they're going to win by 20. A blowout in the NFL is basically a blowout is 3 scores, which is 17 points. So I could see something like that. Are you worried about the lack of running game in the preseason? Well, I guess I'm not, considering, as I said here, hold on. Let me look at my numbers. Offense. They had the number 3 run offense. So, no. If we have a punting issue, we should sign Ryan Stonehouse. That's right, from CSU. He was waived by the Dolphins. Listen, punters grow on trees, okay, my friends? They shouldn't have drafted a punter. That was stupid. It was one of the sillier things that they did in the draft ever. It didn't make any sense. It's hard to bomb on them when they've done so many other things well, but drafting a punter was dumb. He was the only punter drafted. It's not that big of a deal. RJ, my man from Chicagoland. Okay. Cubs coming to town next weekend for the Rockies. We'll get to them in a second. It's Saul Goodman. Better call Saul. Start Ellinger. And other dumb stuff said during camp. Good morning to you. Nothing like a little Journey Spice in the morning. Hey, that's for sure. Absolutely. No doubts about that. The offense is why they won't win. They had the number 1 scoring offense in the NFL this preseason. Straight to the dome, and there we go. All right, we're caught up on that stuff. You guys are the best. I love it. I love the hand-wringing, pearl clutching of the preseason. It always happens. The Twitterdom of the world is ending in the first quarter. We're just a couple of weeks away from all of that, which is great. But number 1 for the backups, number 1 for our starters, because it didn't look too good. Again, Bo Nix was in 6 drives. 6 drives. And let's see. I think 4 of the 6 drives produced points. Now, you only got 1 touchdown drive out of those. And one of them drives was really, really short. So there were 2 bad drives from Bo Nix out of the 6 that he had. I kill you with truth. We'll get to the Rockies sucking again and the Shiloh Sanders Shadur Sanders and Shiloh Sanders debacle. First, this from Journey Spice.
There's a world of flavor out there, and to find it, you have to take the journey. Journey Spice Company handcrafts the most premium spice and seasoning blends that have no sugar, no salt, are certified USDA organic, non-GMO, vegan-friendly, and always planet-friendly. You are going to love serving amazingly delicious creations while knowing you helped reduce single-use plastics. Make sure to search for Journey Spice Company on Amazon today.
We'll get to the terrible Rockies situation here, and it's making me nervous, and we'll get to details on that in a second. Some quick notes. Tommy Fleetwood wins finally his first tour win ever at the Players Championship and wins himself $10 million. That's an interesting deal. Hey, you're going to play pro golf for a decade. You're never going to win for 10 years. But when you finally do win, it's going to be worth $10 million. Do you take all the angst for a decade knowing that, you'll finish in second a bunch of times, so it's not like you're not making money, but you're only going to win one time only, but it's going to be worth $10 million. Congratulations to him. Chinese Taipei beat some team from Nevada in the Little League World Series. Okay, so that stuff is over. And well, we'll get to the Rockies here in a second. Oh, and the alumni game. That was fun. The Avs alumni game against DU was 7-7 and went to shootouts. I think they had 9 shooters, and finally DU won, and there was a big crowd, and everybody seemed pretty happy. And Altitude did a wonderful job broadcasting the game with Connor McGahee on the call and Eric Johnson, EJ on color, and yeah, it was really cool. People seemed to love it, and it was a really fun weekend. So, way to go! And I know our Altitude folks were putting on a golf tournament on Friday that took a hell of an effort, and I was just overall a great weekend. And I'll be psyched when hockey comes back for real for the Avs. And there was some light cursing in the locker room that slightly made it on TV, but it was all in kind of the goodness and fun of hanging with the boys. So great job. Also, props to our Altitude TV crew too for Friday night in horrendous weather conditions to see Valor get over on Pine Creek. And the broadcast crew did a great job. Nate on play-by-play, Tyler on color, Rachel Vigil on the sideline. The bad weather actually made for some really memorable, entertaining moments. And, of course, our own Mike Sanford, who I've done a million shows with here, gets the W for Valor. They are going to be a problem. The only challenge perhaps on their schedule is Ralston Valley, because they do not have Creek on their schedule. So we'll see what happens with Valor and Ralston Valley. That'll be something to keep track of. And I'm sure Creek will be great with Coach Logan again. Legend with Jake Heaps will be a problem. High school football should be fun, and as always, go Buffs, because I'm a Smoky Hill guy, even though I live in Lone Tree. Meanwhile, and we'll get to the Rockies in a second, the messed up situation with the Browns is epic, absolutely epic. Here is Kevin Stefanski. So the end of the game, they put in Shedeur, and he's terrible. But do you realize 4 of the 5 offensive linemen that were playing in front of Shedeur were cut by the Browns? 4 of 5. And listen, Shedeur's got to be better. Can't be taking like 25-yard sacks. You know, that's not good. But 4 of your 5 guys who were in front of you were cut? Okay. I'm rolling my eyes at that. And then with 2 minutes to go, this is so stupid. With 2 minutes to go, and you're down a point, and you've got Shedeur, and he's playing. I know it's not great, but whatever. They put in Snoop Huntley, and he does drive them down. They get a field goal, and they win the game. But, I mean, what are you – and they've cut Huntley. They cut him. Why the hell did you play Huntley, a guy you cut when you have 100 quarterbacks? And by the way, they're keeping 4 quarterbacks. So with 2 minutes to go, Shedeur, rightfully so, is like, hey, what's going on? I should be playing. I want to go in. Like, he's fighting to play, despite the fact he had been horrible. Kevin Stefanski, who I know has been honored as a coach of the year, they are such a dumb organization. And it's clear Stefanski is not on board with what management has put him with. And they have kept 4 quarterbacks on their roster. 4 quarterbacks on the 53. We're hemming and hawing around here about 3 quarterbacks. 4 quarterbacks on your 53. I mean, I'm sure it has happened because there are other dumb football teams out there. But this is a trip. All right, here is Stefanski about Shedeur wanting to come back in the game.
Obviously, a bit of a rough second half for Shedeur and the entire Browns offense. But, like, why didn't you keep him in for a 2-minute drill? Why did you decide to put Tyler in?
Yeah, obviously, we didn't play great as an offense in the second half. That's never on one person. So we can be we can be better in a bunch of areas. And just felt like we wanted to give Snoop a last drive.
Did Shedeur have something wrong with him after the game?
No. Yeah, he's good.
He walked up to you after taking his walk down to the pylon, and then he walked back up to you on the sidelines before Snoop went in, and he said something to you. You shook your head. I mean, was he trying to get back
He's
into
a
it.
competitive kid. The plan was to go with Snoop there, so but I wouldn't make any more of it.
Yeah, but you didn't answer the question why, Coach. Oh, we wanted to give him a drive. Why? Why would you want to give somebody a drive who you're going to cut? You're not keeping 5 quarterbacks. I really do wonder if he wanted to cut Shedeur and Huntley too, by the way. And then he was told, no, that's not going to happen. I mean, your owner doesn't really want you. Your coach doesn't really want you. I look at this and like, how the hell did Shedeur even get on this team? Here's Shadur Sanders after the game.
Last preseason game, how do you feel like it went?
Last preseason game, I'm happy because we got the win.
How do you feel about your performance personally?
Obviously, I feel like I can improve in a lot of areas. Like the same thing I said last time, walking off the field last game that I played in, and I'm just excited for the opportunity to get out there and play.
What's the biggest thing you've learned or taken away from training camp?
Biggest thing I learned, I would say connecting with my teammates, relationships, bonds with everybody and everybody. Yeah.
Couple days, 3 days until roster cutdowns. How do you feel about that? Do you feel like you belong here on this team?
Obviously, I think overall as a player, I feel like I put in the work. I feel like everything I do, I try to do it to my best, and that's all I ask for. So I feel like everybody feels like they should be on the team. And if you ask anybody on the team, would they feel like they belong, in their own eyes. So I feel like I do, but I'm my own player. I think about myself in a high regard.
Yeah, a little bit more from Shedeur about
That's what you asked for. That's what you asked for within the game. If I could go back and do anything, it's always everything in life if you had that chance, but we don't have the luxury to travel back in time. As a kid, I want to go back and do things differently. So overall, of course, you wish you can, but in the battle of the moment, in the heat of the battle, you want to be that alpha, you want to be that dog, you want to be out there in that final 2-minute drive. So, of course, small things, of course, frustrate, but that's what happens, when you want a player to be able to change the franchise.
It's ridiculous, the situation he's been put in, and it's a creation of an idiotic team. Aiden O'Connell is out, and you don't really have a backup in Vegas. And I do actually, you know what, man? I don't know why Vegas didn't draft Shedeur in the first place. They have a chance to make up for it by using a draft pick on him right now. I don't know what kind of draft pick it would take to get Shadur Sanders. But he would be so much better off not in Cleveland. And yeah, okay, maybe he needs a year on the bench to sort of learn and get better and whatever. But that is just such a dumb situation there. So let's keep our eyes on Vegas. I don't know why they passed on him. I don't think it's a good situation for him in Cleveland whatsoever. And I'm not trying to put down Dillon Gabriel. Dillon Gabriel looks like he belongs in the NFL. He played fine. Kenny Pickett, him in his small hands, and Joe Flacco, if you just watch the games of the Browns, he's Joe Flacco, man. He gets how to play in the NFL. He's a big, huge dude with large hands, with a million kids, and he knows how to play in the NFL. I think the Browns are going nowhere quick because they're dumb. They've got some talented players, but they are a dumb organization. So I hope Shedeur gets the hell out of there. And yeah, Vegas, I think, would be a good fit and go from there. And if he really doesn't deserve to be in the NFL, well, then I guess fine. But this situation is ridiculous. Meanwhile, Shadur Sanders threw a punch at a dude on the Patriots. Then they gave him the too small thing, and Shilo got kicked out of the game. And the next day he got cut. And I don't know. I think Shilo could end up on a practice squad. For 32 teams, it's hard for me to believe. He's not a distraction either. So perhaps he finds his way on a practice squad. But that's probably the best he's going to do. I would be stunned if Shadur Sanders ends up on a 53. maybe 15 guys, maybe 15 or so guys in the entire league get cut and make it on another team's 53. That's how hard that is. I think the Broncos may add a guy because they might not be thrilled with their fullback options. So depending on how things shake out, that might happen. I think they're going to stick with this punter through at least a few games. So I don't think that's going to happen. So, but the fullback thing is just until Burton and Atkins get healthy. And we'll see what happens with Adam Prentice. So maybe a guy, maybe one guy, unless they've got like a corner that's evaluated, which again is a ridiculous deep position. The Broncos are so deep everywhere. One guy max. There's no way they're going to add two guys after the cut down date. So, but we'll be here. We love football, and we'll be talking about all of it. Baseball, the Rockies were officially eliminated from the playoffs over the weekend. They have 94 losses. They will hit 100 losses for sure. It's still August. They have, what do we got here? 131 games. So you have 31 games left to go in this terrible, terrible season, and you need 5 more. So you need to go 5-26. Do you know, as bad as the Rockies have been, they have never in the history of their team done that poorly. So odds are in their favor. They hit the magical number of 42 wins and avoid 122 losses. That would make them the worst team of all time. And it is disappointing to see a Rockies team that was playing pretty well after the All-Star break. And, yeah, you went 2-2 against the Dodgers, which is really great, by the way. And you go into Pittsburgh, a team that's 57-74. However, the Pirates are 39-30 at home, and you go in there and you lay an egg. You get outscored 18-1. You lose 3 in a row. They had played 17 games in a row, 17 days, 17 games, which is a lot. But still, you expected just a better fight out of the Rockies, and you really didn't get it. And you're back to some of your, bad ways again. Yesterday, bizarre game on the Roku channel. I don't even understand that one, but nor did I even really watch the game because I couldn't record it. It's on the Roku channel, and I do have Roku, but I don't. Is there a DVR for? I don't know. This game just kind of goes into the mystic. We were up at CU, seeing the boy and my buddy Mark, and having a nice little brunch and getting things set for the school season and blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, the game, missed the game, and I came back, and I'm like, well, was there any reason to rewatch it? And kind of no. I was curious about the rookie. The Rockies have set a record for first-time major leaguers. I think it's like 17 first-time major leaguers have made their debut with the Rockies. McCade Brown, a huge dude, 6'6", 225, 25 years of age, made his major league debut, and it was all right. And then he blew up in the, fourth inning? Yeah, gave up 4 runs in the fourth, and that was it for the game. So it's another, he was all right through 3. The Rockies only had 4 hits. And then just, these major league teams, man, they get a look at you. The second time around, they're like, okay, we got it. We're major league hitters. We can figure this one out. My guy, McCade, had 2 strikeouts, 3 walks, 41 strikes on 75 pitches, a tick low. 5 hits, 4 runs, all earned, gave up a homer, 3-run homer, which was painful, and takes a loss. Meanwhile, Shilo comes in 2 1/3, no runs, no hits, really good. And then Herger came and closed the game, only giving up 1 hit. So again, this is another one of those quirky deals. Rockies relief pitching goes 4 1/3, gives up 1 hit and no runs. That's really good. But Paul Skeens had a masterful day. 7 innings, only 3 hits, 7 strikeouts, no walks, 101 pitches, and 69 strikes. So he's kind of dancing all around the strike zone, but didn't walk anybody. So Skeens, who the Rockies actually did chase, is continuing his remarkable season, although his win-loss record is 8-9. But if you look at the rest of his numbers, his ERA is 2.07. How does a guy with a 2.07 ERA have an 8-9, have a losing record as a starting pitcher? See, this is not a good team. This does remind me of when the Rockies host the White Sox and they kind of took it for granted. And I think they just took the Pirates for granted here too. So, sucks. They got to get 5 more wins or I'm doing the walk of shame. I don't know how they can go 4-27. I just seems unimaginable. The teams average 27 wins, 27 games for a month, and to think of them basically going winless for a month, again, it's hard for me to imagine. But they are the Rockies. And a lot of people are giving me shit about like, oh, potential playoff team. And I'm like, yeah, that's what they were playing like. And now they're not. So the pendulum has swung again. So how are you going to finish the year? Are you going to finish the year playing like a playoff team or not? And if you finish the season playing like a playoff team, then there's probably justification for keeping Warren Schaefer around. If you finish the season not playing like a playoff team, then there's nothing really all that remarkable about Warren Schaefer. And you should make wholesale changes. And you can make the argument having the second worst record of all time should generate wholesale changes too. And I certainly wouldn't fight it. I'm not sitting here saying you've got to, keep Bill Schmidt and Sterling Monfort. And I'm not saying you keep anybody. We'll see how the rest of the year plays out. But this was definitely a step back. No doubt about it. A significant step back in Pittsburgh when they were on Roku, and even those who liked them had a hard time watching them. And that's your Colorado Rockies, my friends. That's where they are. All right. Let me see if there's any other kind of thing here. Any sort of comments. All right. I'm just going to wrap it up. My friends, I love you all. I'm so glad that you watch. I'm so glad you pay attention. On from noon to 3 with Tyler and Scott. Look forward to that and get the reaction right now about the Broncos from our guys on Mosier, Lombardi, and Kane. Back on Thursdays, Monday and Thursdays with DMac SMaK. And there you go. Kick today in the teeth. Enjoy it.